Sean Watson. Meanwhile, the Ravens, they've won 5 straight. Jameis Winston, as Amanda said, is locked in. Kevin Stefanski not calling plays this week. John Harbaugh seemed very content when we talked to him yesterday, but still not satisfied like the rest of the Ravens. The Browns won the toss. They have deferred. The Ravens will receive. Hopkins will tee it up. Yeah, the Ravens will get a chance to return it. Collier, yard deep, is going to come out. And Collier is nailed at the 22-yard line and stood up. Browns players said this week they weren't sure how the fans would react after last week. The fans seem to be pretty into it right now. And
yeah, they gave up that kickoff return for a touchdown on the first play last week. Much better start.
Well, here's Lamar Jackson last week against Tampa. 17 of 22 guys, 5 incompletions, 5 touchdown passes.
Is that good, Tom?
That's really good.
He is playing phenomenal football. We've been saying it all week. 2-time MVP, playing maybe his best football of his career.
They'll use a lot of tight ends. They'll use the Ricard, the fullback, a lot also. And Lamar fakes the pitch, will throw on first down. There's one of those tight ends. It's Kohler. And he is out across the 30-yard line. Let's take a look at this Ravens offense, Jay. They get Zay Flowers back, which is a big deal.
Weapons all over the field. Receivers, tight ends, the running back with Henry, Justice Hill as well. But Zay Flowers is the guy that they use on the screens. He can't be covered one-on-one. You know, so he's such a matchup problem. To me, it's going to be really interesting what this Browns defense does today. Do they play man like they like to, but that lets Lamar run, or do they play zone, which gives him the opportunity to throw the ball?
Likely one of the tight ends in motion. Lamar under center on second down and just one. Hill, jet sweep, but Hill's going to get the first down. And he is knocked out of bounds at the 36-yard line. Thornhill makes the tackle. We're going to see a lot of JOK today, Cleveland, for Cleveland Ross.
We are, Tom. He's one of my favorite players in the NFL, Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah. And, Jay, you talked about whether it's man or zone, JOK is going to be the key guy stopping Lamar Jackson, especially when he looks to scramble.
First down for the Ravens, up to the 37-yard line. We just saw that jet sweep. They do a lot of screens, a lot of jet sweeps now. There's Flowers, and Flowers will take the shovel pass. He's got Henry to block, but not much is there. That was a great job by Zadarius Smith to make him change direction.
It really was, Tom. And how about the first 3 plays by the Ravens, right? Everything has been trying to get the defense going horizontally. This time they come all the way back the other way. They just went with Justice Hill the opposite. So they know that the Browns like to penetrate and get up the field. So what they're trying to do early here is get outside of them, make them run horizontally.
Jim Schwartz, the defensive coordinator, is very sound at what he does. It'll be second down and 11. It was a loss of 1. Hill is in the backfield. Jackson zips one. He's got Bateman, who's playing with so much confidence. And Bateman's inside Cleveland territory. Martin Emerson eventually takes him down. They'll spot him at the 36-yard line.
Bateman had a big game last week. His best game, most yards, 121 yards, and he's become the downfield threat. And because you hit teams so much in the running game with Derrick Henry and Lamar Jackson and even Justin Hill, that opens up those opportunities for those receivers. And Bateman playing with confidence, much more time this year, and feeling really comfortable in this offense.
Gain of 28 yards. They are explosive on offense. In motion is Wallace. They'll hand it off to Henry, and Henry breaks free from the offensive line. And gets down close to a first down. In fact, I think he has it. Delpit made the hit at the ends.
Well, you can't arm tackle this guy, and everybody knows that, but watch, he's going to break a couple times. Mike Hall gets a piece of him. Diabate gets a piece of him. That is 3 or 4 Browns that couldn't bring him down until Delpit really laid into him. That's what you need to do. You got to put your shoulder into him and even try to wrap if you can.
Guys, how about the year he's on pace for? He's on pace for over 2,000 yards for the second time in his career.
He's on pace to set the NFL record and break Eric Dickerson's record right now. But the principle of Henry going one way and Lamar having the ability to go the other way is nearly impossible for any defense.
All right, so they've adjusted things. It's now second down and 1, and they've just readjusted the game clock too.
Well, and they're so good in short yardage, guys, that this is a perfect play-action pass play. It's almost like you have a free down to try to score a touchdown here. Browns are in man-to-man coverage at the top.
2 receivers up top, 2 tight ends to the right. Jackson looks to the middle. Pass is complete to Mark Andrews. And Andrews down to the 15, gets the first down. All right, so Derrick Henry is in first in every offensive category from a running back standpoint.
Well, and what's really crazy about it, Tom,
are his eyes?
Yeah. Well, he finally has a visor that you can see his eyes through. I didn't know that's what he looked like.
That looks like Ross running to the buffet line right there.
That's even scarier. Can you imagine a 250-pound guy with eyes like that running 21 miles an hour?
It'll be first down for the 16. Remember, the Browns defense has not allowed any points on opening drives this year. High formation. The pitch goes to Henry. And Henry up the middle. Gets maybe one. Nathaniel Watson makes the tackle. Browns are confident. They feel like they've done the best job against Derrick Henry over the years.
Well, this team, this Browns team, yards per carry, Derrick Henry averages in his career, and a lot of that was in Tennessee, obviously, at 3.1 yards per carry. That's the lowest against any team in the NFL. They understand what it takes to stop him. The problem is when you commit to stopping Derrick Henry, then you have the opportunities down the field and with Lamar Jackson.
On second down, off the play fake, Jackson. He's being chased by Smith, and now he's going to run. A flag comes in. He's out of bounds. He's got a first down right now, but we'll see who the penalty is against. There are two flags down. One is at the 18. The other one stands at the 5. And again, this is Sean Smith's officiating crew. He's been a referee since 2018.
There's fouls by each team on the play. Holding. Defense, number 21. Illegal formation. Offense, number 80 was covered up. Those fouls offset. Replay, second down.
All right, so they'll redo it. It'll be second down at about 9.
And John Harbaugh is trying to figure out exactly what the formation issue was. The receiver to Isaiah Likely's side needed to be off the ball, and he was up on the ball covering Likely up. That's a penalty.
The only person I think who gives as much focus to those type of things are Bill Belichick when he was coaching. John Harbaugh, Bill Belichick, they love the minutia of play design.
Zay Flowers in motion, trips to the bottom of your screen for the Ravens on second down. Jackson pumps to the right, goes to the end zone, and it's nearly picked off. There is a flag in the backfield. I think they're going to get holding against the Ravens because Myles Garrett came out very excited for the Browns. We'll see.
Holding. Offense number 79. 10-yard penalty. Second down.
Well, this is going to be one of the key matchups, fellas. I am so excited. Stanley has not given up a quarterback sack all year. Watch Stanley. He's working against Myles Garrett. Let's see the hand right there. He ducked his head, and then so when Myles Garrett came with the rip, Stanley's hand was up around his neck. It's a good call by the officials.
Well, this Ravens offense, #1 in offensive penalties on the road in the NFL.
What did Myles Garrett say to us about Ronnie Stanley? He goes, yeah, he's playing better. He is playing better. On second down, they dump it off. They give it off to Likely. Likely's got some blockers, and Likely gets down to the 10-yard line. Linderbaum, the center, was out there blocking to give him some freedom.
Well, and so I love what they did there too, Jay, is that they just let Myles Garrett go and threw the ball right behind him, use his energy and his momentum against him.
They know, this Cleveland defense knows coming in, they need to avoid big plays and they need to get stops in the red zone. That's how you beat this Baltimore offense.
Don't forget Baltimore 50% this year on third downs and climbing. It's third down and 5. Keep an eye on Andrews, top of your screen. Jackson dancing in the backfield. Jackson in trouble, throws toward Andrews, makes a diving play, but he's short of the first down. What do you do here, guys? Do you go for it or do you field goal?
Go for it. You're the physical team. You believe you can run the ball on this team, and you want to send a message here. It's fourth and about 1.5 yards, and I think with Derrick Henry and Lamar Jackson in the backfield, there's so much you can do, Ross, to put stress on a defense. You don't know where to go to attack to try and get the stop here.
Right, and they are in 22 personnel. That's 2 running backs in the backfield, 2 tight ends. Nobody runs it more. Nobody's been better. Direct snap to Henry's coming.
Yeah, he's the Wildcat. Jackson is the bottom of your screen. Henry tried to go to his right. Nothing's there. He's stopped. Maurice Hurst came over to make the initial hit from the outside, but JOK came inside.
I don't like the call.
1800s, John Harbaugh made that decision to do with the direct snap to Derrick Henry, and it didn't work.
Well, I think we all agree with the decision to go for it on 4th and 1, but I agree with Jay. When you put Derrick Henry as the Wildcat quarterback there's really not any confusion or intrigue for the defense. They know 22 is coming downhill.
Well, here's Jameis Winston making his first start since 2022. They give it off to Chubb, and Chubb gets a couple of yards. So Jameis Winston, as you heard from Amanda, was locked in before this game. In fact, locked in and appreciative, guys, this week.
Well, that's what he said. He loves the responsibility and the pressure that comes with being a starting quarterback. He hasn't done it since week 3 of 22 for the New Orleans Saints. And, you know, the one thing people forget, because Watson was coming back from the injury, he was the #1 quarterback in OTAs and training camp.
2nd down and 7. Winston looking to throw. Winston to the middle of the field. Diving catch made by Njoku. Wow. The Ravens are saying it hit the ground, but Njoku was able to make that grab. He is so athletic for a big man in front of Kyle Hamilton. Gain of 19.
And that was something we talked to Jameis Winston about. Who's your #1 guy going to be? Probably David Njoku. He had Kyle Hamilton in coverage with him. It looks like he secures that ball, and it doesn't move when he hits the ground. This is a guy who had 10 receptions, 14 targets last week against the Bengals. Bringing him back was huge coming back from injury.
And that is a picture-perfect first pass for Jameis.
So first down up to the 33. Ravens showing blitz. Here comes Hamilton. They dump it off to Chubb, and it's off his hands. Well, again, Ken Dorsey takes over as the play caller for the Browns. He's the offensive coordinator, so he's up in the booth now. Kevin Stefanski, it's only the 2nd time in his career he hasn't called plays.
And the first here in Cleveland. Very surprising decision, the timing for me, because Jameis Winston came here because of Kevin Stefanski's offense. He fits under center, running the ball, play action, taking shots like we just saw, Russ. And I didn't understand why you want Ken Dorsey calling plays, because he was brought in for the spread RPOs to help Deshaun when you have Jameis Winston in there at quarterback.
On 2nd down, they give it to Chubb, and Chubb is able to slide through the defense, and he's up to the 37-yard line.
Well, and Jay, you're not the only person that was a little bit surprised by the decision this week. So was Jameis Winston. I mean, he told us he had a bunch of questions on Monday and Tuesday when he heard about them moving to Dorsey as the play caller. He told us he came here because Stefanski, 2-time coach of the year, the outside zone stretch plays, the hard play action, that's why he came here. He saw what Flacco did last year. So it's going to be really interesting to see how it plays out between how much of it's Dorsey stuff and how much of it's Stefanski's stuff.
On 3rd down, the Browns are the worst in the National Football League in this category. Winston dumps it off, pass is complete, and he converts the first down up to the 45.
Yeah,
Elijah
good job by Jameis Winston getting this ball out quick, recognizing that there was soft coverage, quickly getting it to the slot and getting a completion. These are the things that this team has just struggled with. They haven't gotten a lot of first downs. They've had a lot of 3-and-outs, and it's been a struggle offensively.
Well, since 1981, their 3rd down percentage is the worst in the National Football League. Although better last week, they were 8 of 19. And Tillman, who's in motion, was part of that reason. Here's Chubb, and Chubb is inside Ravens territory. All right, so let's take a look at the Browns starting offense. They've got changes again in their offensive line.
Well, they do, and DeJuan Jones starting at left tackle. He's never done that in the NFL. Started 1 game at left tackle at Ohio State. Obviously, he played a bunch at right tackle last year and this year, but this will be his first time at the NFL level playing on the blind side for Jameis Winston.
Well, Brent Urban, who made that tackle, went down to a knee for the Ravens, so he's going to walk off the field. And the Browns are facing a 2nd down and 4 inside Ravens territory.
Even the Ravens didn't really know what to expect when it came to this Browns offense coming into the game, because they were wondering, is it going to be Ken Dorsey? Will Jameis be in shotgun a lot? Or is it going to be Kevin Stefanski's offense and Jameis will be under center more, running the ball with Nick Chubb, hitting play action shots? And so it's something we will have to watch throughout the game. Here's Jameis under center.
Deontay Foreman checks in the backfield. Njoku is in motion. On 2nd down and 4. Off the play fake. Winston looking to throw. Winston throws to the outside. Pass is caught at the 30-yard line. He was threading the needle. Jerry Jeudy wanted more action. and he gets it in the first quarter.
And that is Jameis Winston. Watch Judy, he's in the slot. They're playing a zone coverage. Hamilton reads it beautifully. Hamilton almost got a pick there, but that is Jameis Winston. He is going to try to fit the ball into tight windows. That's twice already on this drive. He's done it with Kyle Hamilton in the vicinity.
He also said to us this week that it was important to get Jerry Jeudy some touches after his frustration last week. And here is Foreman, and Foreman running to his right. A flag comes in, and he's down inside the 25.
Holding. Offense number 77. 10-yard penalty. First down.
Wyatt Teller on the penalty. Let's go to Coach Cowher for an update in New York. Well, Coach, I thought that last week Joe Burrow continued to look better with each passing game that he had.
It's an impressive opening drive against the Eagles defense that had been really good the last couple weeks.
So after that penalty, to be 1st and 20. Pierre Strong checks in. He's in motion. With the play clock at 5, Winston looking to throw, steps up, zips it to the middle of the field. Pass is complete to the middle of the field. And it's Elijah Moore with his second reception.
This is where this Ravens defense has really struggled this year. Kind of surprisingly, but 287 yards a game through the air they've given up. The most explosive plays, 36 passing plays over 20 yards. You know, and they've been in position a lot because when you look, they have the highest tight window throws in the NFL, which is 1 yard of separation, but they haven't been making plays. But that's where Jameis knew, I can take advantage, and I'm going to try to go down the field.
Well, for the first time on this drive, they have 3 tight ends in the ball game with Chubb in the backfield. They'll hand it off to Chubb, looking left, and tried to cut right, but not much was there. In fact, he lost a yard on the play. And now another 3rd down. They converted earlier as Tavius Robinson made the tackle for the Ravens. Ken Dorsey, we told him the camera was going to be on him. He said, I'll do a better job of not slamming the tablet this time.
That's me on the golf course for sure.
We said, no, we like that. That's why that camera's up there.
So 3rd down and 5. They converted earlier. They got 3 receivers off to the right and Akins, the tight end, to the left. And now they move Jeudy into the backfield. Winston dancing a little bit to the middle. Tillman's got it. He's got a first down inside the 15. Again, Ravens are playing without Marlon Humphreys, so they're at a little bit of a deficit in the secondary.
Well, everybody wondered who would pick up the slack after they traded Amari Cooper, and it's been Cedric Tillman. He had 8 receptions for 81 yards against Cincinnati. He's the ex-receiver who's big. He's their only really big receiver out there with Jeudy and Moore, and the guy that you can take advantage of when he has a good matchup.
Well, this is a heck of a drive. This is the 11th play of the drive. A drive that's taken over 6 minutes.
180.
Winston off the play fake. Winston sets up, looking to the end zone. He's got plenty of time, fires, and it's nearly intercepted. Eddie Jackson had his hands on it.
I really have no idea where Jameis was throwing. He rolls out. He's got somebody in the corner of the end zone, but he throws back inside, and no one's there, and he's very lucky, Ross, that was intercepted.
I think it was Elijah Moore based on what Jameis said to him after the play. But I'll also say this, no one drops more picks than the Ravens. I mean, they dropped 3 or 4 on Monday night against the Bucs. That looked like Jameis was trying to throw the ball to Eddie Jackson.
Yeah, in fact, Kyle Hamilton told us that's part of their issue. Working with the jugs gun, they give it to Chubb. Chubb dancing in the backfield, and Chubb gets down toward the 10, inside the 10, narrowly. A gain of about 4.
Well, we should mention that Wyatt Teller is back in there. This is an offensive line that's really struggled this year. They played well last year. They have the most pressures in the NFL, the most hurries in the NFL, the most sacks in the NFL, but getting Teller back helps.
Well, now it's 3rd down. They need to get to the 3 for first down. Ravens showing blitz. Winston changing the play.
He's going to have man-to-man here to the near side because they're blitzing off the edge.
Njoku in the slot.
Jeudy at the bottom of your screen. Winston dumps it off to Tillman, and Tillman's hit by Hamilton. What a nail that was. Armour Davis and Kyle Hamilton both in the vicinity.
Kyle Hamilton knew they were blitzing. Watch him read this and come flying up. That's why he's one of the best young defensive players in the NFL. No hesitation, solve your problems with aggression, and he ran right through that block attempt. That was a 4-point play by Hamilton.
All right, so now a 28-yard field goal attempt by Dustin Hopkins, who missed a field goal last week, missed an extra point last week. Trying to give the Browns the lead here in the first quarter. Good snap, good hold. Kick is on its way, and it is good. Hopkins will kick it off. Well, the Ravens will return for the second time. Collier gets up to the 30-yard line. All right, well, this is what they're working for. They're working for a better record, guys, in the postseason, the Ravens.
The only thing the Ravens are thinking about this year is getting back to the AFC Championship, winning that game, and getting to the Super Bowl. That's what John Harbaugh's focus is. That's what Lamar Jackson's focus is. And I think it sets up really well for him that it lingers when you lose a game like that in the AFC Championship to the Chiefs that you know you could have won, and then you come back and you lose week 1. And so no matter how good it is, you have something as the head coach, Ross, to look back and talk about, point your team to.
No question. And Lamar said that's what fuels him every single day.
Yeah, John Harbaugh said we're good right now. We're not great right now. We have things to work on, as Henry is stood up as he gets back to the original line of scrimmage.
Love Denzel Ward coming on the corner blitz there, getting into the backfield, not letting Henry get started. That's what Jim Schwartz wants to do. He wants to disrupt Derrick Henry. If you let him get on the rail, Ross, and you let him just get rolling, it's so hard to stop.
Well, speaking of Henry, he is the big difference maker this year for the Ravens, and they hope he can help ride them to a Super Bowl. And everyone who was fortunate enough to call Jimmy a friend or part of the family. He was a wonderful man who had so many iconic calls for the Cleveland Browns. Lamar Jackson on second down, dancing out of the pocket, trying to run away from the defense. He does it better than anybody, and he gets across the 40. Isaiah McGuire eventually makes the tackle.
Well, on that play, Jay, Diabate's got to make the play. Watch Diabate right there, middle of your screen. He's in the zone. Nobody's in. That's his guy. He has to close the distance on Lamar. He's not really spying. He's in his zone coverage. But if you're an off-the-ball linebacker, no one's in your zone. You're responsible for the quarterback scramble. He cannot get beat that cleanly.
Such an amazing weapon is Lamar Jackson. On first down, they hand it off to Henry, and Henry breaks a tackle. He's free to the near side. Watch out for the stiff arm. Henry sizing him up. He missed on it, but he gets down to the 20-yard line. Juan Thornhill eventually made the tackle.
Thornhill knew it was coming, Tom. You called the stiff arm. Thornhill has seen, watch, Newsome has got to fit that tighter. But watch Thornhill. He has seen all the videos you have. He was waiting on it. That was almost like a boxing match. Watch Thornhill's left hand trying to protect himself from that stiff arm. That's a nice job, actually, by Thornhill.
It's like the basketball players not wanting to get posterized.
Dunked on,
yeah, exactly.
Gain of 39 yards for Henry. On first down, the pitch goes to Justice Hill, and Hill is met at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play.
I'm not sure where Justice Hill was going there, and neither is Ronnie Stanley. I mean, that was a toss play that was supposed to go outside, and they had the edge sealed. I'm not sure why Hill hit that up inside.
Well, there's Henry catching his breath on the sidelines. He's got over 900 yards already on the season.
Well, you got second and long, and you think as defensively with a guy like Myles Garrett, you could be aggressive here. It's the second time we've seen it on this drive, but he told us you still have to view second long as a run play for the Ravens.
Second down and 10. Jackson assessing out of the gun. Trouble coming, and he's sacked. Okoronkwo with Garrett coming on the near side, on the far side, and so Zadarius Smith.
Yeah, Zadarius Smith came in Lamar Jackson's face over here, so it was Okoronkwo that ended up cleaning up. That's the first sack that Stanley has given up. So watch, the pressure, Lamar has to run away. He doesn't realize that Okoronkwo is still coming around. So after almost 230 pass blocking snaps this year for Ronnie Stanley without giving up a sack. That's number one.
And
You can certainly see a screen here, Tom, on 3rd and long.
Yeah, loss of 11 on the play. Be 3rd down and 21. Jackson sacked twice in the first half last week against Tampa Bay. Is going for the end zone. He's got a man wide open, and he overthrew Zay Flowers.
He had him. There was nothing there. Ward did a really good job on Flowers, but then the third move, Ward loses Flowers. Watch this. It's a good route. Boom, inside floor. I'm in really good position. Kind of slips, and then he loses them, and that's an easy touchdown, and one that Lamar Jackson hasn't missed much this year.
I was just going to say, Jay, that's the type of throw that I don't feel like Lamar has missed all year.
That's his first incompletion of the day. This will be a 49-yard field goal attempt from Justin Tucker.
This way was into the wind. He struggled with some of the longer kicks this way.
And this one, end over end, is no, it is good. It slipped in. Wow. It barely got off the ground, and he's tied this game up at 3. 11:51 to play here in the second quarter. The Ravens have snuck one in. Stops for the Browns defense. Tucker asked for a new football.
Yeah, you don't see that often because the balls, the K balls, come to the stadium in a box. They're marked, so you have the week and then 1, 2, 3, 4. So usually you're only using those first 4 balls. They have 12 of them. He must hear something inside that ball. Maybe something got loose and he didn't want to use it anymore.
It's funny, they are shaking it. I never realized that you'd hear something.
That's Randy Brown, the longtime kicking coach here for the Ravens. What could be shaking around? I never heard of that in my life, Jay.
Well, if you hear something or feel something in there, you certainly don't want to kick it. And I don't know what just get the second ball. You have, here he comes.
Well, it is Halloween. Sometimes you get a treat. There is something inside that treat, right?
I mean, you guys are so particular. Just kick the ball.
If I had a ball I didn't like,
the ball.
No, if I had a ball, I would tell one of the
gosh.
returners, take it and get rid of it. Bring it to the sidelines and don't give it back to him.
Can you imagine me as a center handing the ball to the official? No, I don't like it.
That's right.
I'm shaking it around. I don't like it.
Come on, the quarterbacks are even more particular than we are.
No center has ever done that. No offensive lineman ever.
All right, I think everybody's content now with the football. As Tucker will kick it off. And he'll boot it out of the back of the end zone. Strong will just let it go. All right, so we talk about the quarterback changes for the Cleveland Browns. With Watson, without Watson under Stefanski, it's a glaring difference.
Stefanski is the 2-time coach of the year, and his best work, I believe, was last year with Joe Flacco and bringing him off the couch and making the playoffs. And that's why it was so curious to us that they made the change, you know, to Ken Dorsey this week with a Jameis Winston type who is similar in what he likes to do as Joe Flacco.
Yeah, he said he assesses every game afterward, and he felt this was the best thing for his team. As Chubb will break through the defense, and Hamilton tracks him down up to the 45-yard line. It's a gain of 15 for Nick Chubb.
The key block was Jeff Swaim, one of the backup tight ends. Watch him fit in there on the linebacker. This is beautiful. Right there. He got right on the linebacker, Simpson, right at the end. Watch him see it at the last second. Boom. And Chubb did a terrific job setting up that block.
Well, Nick Chubb said that each play, each tackle, he gained confidence and comfort out there on the field last week.
Well, first down, Winston to throw. Passes complete to Tillman, who's become a really good target these last couple weeks. And they're inside Ravens territory. Let's check in with Amanda.
Tom, thank you. Ravens defensive end Brent Urban is officially out due to concussion.
Yeah, he had an impact on that first drive for the Ravens. We saw him take a knee and leave the field.
Yeah, let's start to talk about this Browns offensive line a little bit. This is what I thought they'd be coming into the year. I mean, so far, Chubb's running it effectively, and every time Winston has dropped back to pass, he's had all kinds of time. The big guys are getting it done.
There comes the blitz from Hamilton. Winston reads it, and it's off the fingertips of Njoku. So this offensive line, which has struggled, 129 pressures, worst in the NFL, 94 or 78 quarterback hits allowed, which is worse than the NFL.
And I know they've had a bunch of injuries and moved guys around, but some of that, Jay, has to be the new offensive line coach,
There's
right?
no question.
I mean, they had Bill Callahan, who's considered maybe the best offensive line coach in the NFL. He left to join his son, Brian, down there with the Titans. And it would be hard to imagine that part of, at least some part of the drop-off isn't because of that.
Yeah, the sack total too, the most through 7 weeks in a long time for the Browns. That ball swatted at the line of scrimmage, and it's incomplete. And it'll be 4th down. I think Broderick Washington is the one who got his hand on it.
And he was the guy being double teamed. That's what you're taught as a defensive lineman. If you're being double teamed, you're not going to be able to get to the quarterback. So you try to read his eyes and get your hands up for any of those throws in the middle of the field.
Bojorquez, he's been busy this year. 51% of the drives have ended in punts for the Browns, the most in the National Football League. Wallace calls for the fair catch. 10:26 to play here in the first half. It's a 3-3 game. Likely the tight end in motion. They pass it to the middle of the field for Kohler, and it's incomplete.
You're going to see, though, at some point, Lamar's going to put the ball into Henry's belly, pull it, and keep it himself and hit those big plays.
He just does not get hit in the backfield, Derrick Henry. He's so big. Lamar Jackson told us the one thing that he learned about him is that he's very playful. There we go. Jackson will keep it himself, and he is stopped after a gain of 1. Here we go here. 3rd down. They have not hit a 3rd down yet, and they're the best in the NFL. 3rd down and 9. They're not usually in this kind of spot where they're facing a 3rd and 9.
There's Lamar changing the play. We've seen this more this year.
Jackson sets up in the pocket, wobbles it to the middle of the field, and it's nearly intercepted. It was intended for Aguilar, and Denzel Ward bobbled it out of the air.
Boy, this Browns defense came to play. Lamar couldn't find anyone. He tried to put it up to Aguilar, but Denzel Ward has been as good as any cornerback in football this year. And look at the rookie, Mike Hall, getting some pressure as well. So they get the pressure up the middle, and they have Ward. That is now his 13th pass defense this season, by far the most in the NFL.
Jordan Stout on to punt the ball away. Takes the low snap and gets it off. Boy, this is a good kick. And not much doing up to the 33-yard line. Well, it'll be 1st down for the 33-yard line for the Browns. Elijah Moore goes in motion. Winston goes toward Moore, who's got it on the sidelines. He just laid down in front of Brandon Stevens, and he's got a 1st down inside Ravens territory.
So the Ravens have a major problem right now, right? You see Elijah Moore, that's a nice route by Moore. He was running hard. Stevens had to honor it. But the Ravens have a major problem. Number one, they are getting no pressure whatsoever. And then when you're without your top 2 corners, Marlon Humphrey and Nate Wiggins, that is not going to be good. Jameis could have a big day if the Ravens don't figure out how to get pressure soon.
Yeah, Humphrey got the knee injury. Wiggins has the shoulder injury. Middle of the field, he overthrows Moore. And a flag comes in late. And they're going to get Kyle Hamilton for something. Yeah, there's an injured Ravens player on the field. It looks like Michael Pierce may be down. So the athletic trainer's attending to him. Meanwhile, Sean Smith is discussing who the penalty is against. It was in the direction of Kyle Hamilton.
I think they're discussing whether or not that ball was catchable.
Yeah. This would be a tough loss for the Ravens if Pierce was not able to get back out there, because they're already without Brent Urban on that defensive line, who's out with a concussion.
This is by far the best the Browns have pass protected all year. I mean, guys, Jameis has almost as much time as he could ever want on these passes.
Illegal use of hands, hands to the face, defense, 5-yard penalty, automatic, 1st down.
Well, Pierce is limping off the field, so it is a 5-yard penalty on the illegal hands to the face.
I've been waiting all year for this Browns team to be able to throw the ball downfield and to try to stretch defenses out, something that Deshaun Watson struggled mightily, had the least yards per throw average in the NFL. And you look at Jameis Winston right now, He's got 5 completions already from 10 to 20 yards downfield. Most of his yardage, only 12 yards of his completions out of the 98 coming inside of 10 yards.
Yeah.
So he's stretching the ball down the field.
How about the conversation we had about him at this age 30, becoming a starter again? We talked about Sam Darnold and people like that. He goes, well, what about Steve Young? I mean, he went right to Steve Young, who became a 2-time MVP.
And a Hall of Famer. So if you're going to have somebody, Tom, you might as well reach high.
On first down, they hand the ball off to Chubb, and Chubb goes to his left, moving the pile, definitely running stronger this week.
I'm biased. We thought he might have forgotten about the interview. He didn't. His whole job since week 1 is to high-five every single player coming back into the locker room before they head out. He's been super encouraging on the sidelines, too. True leader.
You going to high-five, Amanda?
I didn't.
On second down, they give it off to Foreman, and Foreman's got a first down inside the 30 to the 28-yard line. Roquan Smith, we haven't called his name that often, makes the tackle for the Ravens.
Watch my guy Wyatt Teller. Watch the pull and the pancake right here. This is beautiful. You said he's back in the lineup. Watch this. Bam! Right there, and then takes him down to the ground. Now, you don't want to have your left arm out like that. They could call a hold, but he just took Trenton Simpson and pancaked him. Teller is having an impact back in the lineup.
Yeah, back in the lineup since the first time since the 22nd of September. On first down, they give it to Foreman again, and Foreman aggressively gets it to the second level to the 20-yard line. So a gain of 8. Roquan Smith again makes the tackle.
Guys, the Ravens coming into today had the best run defense in the NFL, and right now the Browns are running it right at them. I just saw Batonio look over to the sideline to Stefanski and do the universal motion for eating, like feed me, keep going. The Browns offensive line want them to keep running it. They know they're in a groove.
Yeah, they already have 56 yards on the ground. The Ravens average defensively allowing 68 per game. And Chubb is hitting the backfield and take it down. Or Darius Washington made the tackle, who came into the backfield. It's a loss on the play.
Yeah, Washington said enough of that. We need to get the backfield and stop them. But you've talked about it, Ross, just the impact of getting a guy like Wyatt Teller back. Zach Zinter was in there. He didn't play very well. Michael Dunn got some time. A big change when you have Teller. Jack Conklin is now back and healthy. And, you know, we haven't mentioned DeJuan Jones playing at left tackle for the first time, which is a good thing when you're not mentioning the tackle.
That's exactly correct. Let's see if the Ravens try to heat up Winston for the first time today.
They're down at 4. Oh, there you go. You just jinxed him, Jay.
I did.
Yep. All right, so Ross, you can jinx the kicker later.
Offense number 79. Start penalty. Third down.
His name is Jay Feely, Browns fans. I believe it's at Jay Feely on social media. He just said, we haven't mentioned the guy all day. That's a good sign. And then the guy false starts. How does that happen almost every time?
Well, it's third down and 9.
Big difference now. Now you got to drive the ball down the field.
Tillman in the slot. That's who you've been looking to since they traded Cooper.
Winston looking that way, goes to Tillman. He's right at the first down marker. And this will all depend on the spot. I think he's got the first down. Yep, they're going to move the chains in front of Brandon Stevens.
All right, Jay, you made up for the jinx there by calling the throw to Tillman.
We just got to make sure he got the first down.
It looks like it's a friendly spot.
He definitely got a friendly spot. It looked to me like it was more like the 17.5-yard line.
Well, you want to get up there quickly
the 17
and run this play then and not allow John Harbaugh to take a look at it, maybe challenge it.
Yeah, Harbaugh has it in his holster. He was holding it in his right hand in his back pocket.
So it is a first down. Strong moving out of the backfield. He'll take the pass. He's got a blocker. Goes outside the numbers to the 14-yard line. Kyle Van Noy makes the tackle for the Ravens. All right, so a gain of 4, but they're in a pretty good spot right now, the Browns are.
Cleveland offense has been effective. Like you've said it, Ross. They've looked the best they've looked really all year. Moving the ball well here. Now you got to cash it in. You got to try and get against this Ravens team, even though your defense is playing really well. It's the #1 scoring team in the NFL. So when you get inside the red zone, you got to get touchdowns to beat them.
8th play of the drive. They go under center this time. Chubb going to the outside. Chubb makes a man miss. That's the only man he can make miss. It'll be third down. That was good pursuit by the Ravens.
Well, if you make 2 guys miss and you still get hit by 3 others, that was not a well-blocked play. I mean, right in the backfield, he did a great job. Actually made 2 guys miss. Mollett the second time, but then Stevens, the third guy to get a shot at Chubb, was able to get him down.
All right, you're facing a high-scoring offense in the Ravens, so you've got to get points here. You got to get a touchdown here, don't you?
Well, first play of the game, we saw Njoku get a nice play on the first drive. I'd like to see them go back and try to find Njoku for a touchdown.
No, he's by himself in the bottom of your screen on 3rd down. They're going to loft it, and it's a leaping attempt by Akins. He just couldn't hold on.
It's a good throw by Winston. I mean, maybe a little bit high, but he got it to him. I think Akins will tell you he should have made that play, and that's Kyle Hamilton. I mean, he is always right around the ball.
That would have been a first down if he makes that play. Instead, you got to attempt this field goal.
So it'll be a 33-yard field goal attempt for Dustin Hopkins. He's already made 1 field goal today. Bojorquez is the holder. Good snap, good hold. Kick is on its way, and it is right through the middle. They have a minus 43 point differential in the first half this year, which is 2nd worst in the NFL. So baby steps. They've made strides here this afternoon. Collier will return this one, a short kick from the 10. Following the block of Justice Hill, he gets to the outside, and a flag comes in as Grant Delpit shuttles him out of bounds.
When you talk to some of the special teams coaches around the NFL, the ones who want to be aggressive on this new dynamic kickoff rule are the ones who think every 4 plays, one of those is a penalty against the return team. So you're trying to limit
There's 2
that.
fouls during the return on the receiving team. Holding. Number 23, holding. Number 40. 10-yard penalty, first down.
All right, so Trenton Simpson, Malik Harrison with the penalties. Out of the gun on first down. Down 3, pressure's coming. Myles Garrett was there. Pass is complete to Zay Flowers. What a grab that was. Up to the 30-yard line. Browns don't think that he followed through with the catch on that.
I think they were arguing that it was short of the first down.
No, they're saying incomplete.
Yeah, incomplete now.
Yep. Never had control as he went to the ground as Thornhill knocked it loose.
Ball was thrown a little bit behind him, but Zay has to come down with that. He didn't survive the ground.
Browns are happy to get Thornhill back. He's been battling a calf injury and 9 tackles in week 1. Jackson, you see, started 6 for 6, 0 for his last 4. Pressure's coming for the Browns defense. Jackson will take it himself, and he makes a man miss at the line of scrimmage. He's going to get outside as a flag comes in. He's out of bounds at the 43-yard line. This will probably come back and be holding against the Ravens.
Holding. Offense number 64. Half the distance penalty. 2nd down.
Linderbaum with his 2nd holding penalty this year.
Well, it looked like right in the middle of your screen, you'll see Shelby Harris, 93. Watch when he tries to disengage right there. They're going to call the hold. They see that grab right there by Harris on Linderbaum. That's a little bit ticky-tack to me, but if it's right at the point of attack, Linderbaum doesn't like it, but if it's right at the point of attack and they feel like that restriction was the difference between Harris making the play or not, they're going to call it. I'm here to tell you guys, I doubt Shelby Harris was going to make that tackle on Lamar.
I would agree.
Play clock running down.
2nd down and 19 from the end zone. Jackson underneath to Andrews. And Mark Andrews up to the 15. Greg Newsome makes the tackle.
It's a huge play here for this Cleveland defense. You can get a stop and get this ball back with about 2 minutes left, up 6-3, and the opportunity with 3 timeouts to try and go in and get a score before half.
And by the way, Nick Chubb told us he wasn't sure how the fans would react to the Browns today. They've come out loud, the fans have.
Cleveland fans, despite all the losing, have been always supportive of
Always supportive. 3rd down and 14. Smith trying to chase down Jackson. In trouble across his body, and it's incomplete, broken up. Rodney McLeod, the veteran, knocked it away.
As Lamar comes out, he has Mark Andrews short, but it's going to be short of the first down. So he takes it and he tries to go back across his body. Watch as he rolls out here. There's Mark Andrews, but he's short of the first down. So he tries to go deep. And again, this Browns defense playing aggressive football. Here's Flowers coming across and just diving in front. Really good job not grabbing with that left backhand and getting the penalty.
Well, Stout to punt, second punt of the day. Darted back deep to receive. That's another good punt. It backpedals him to the 30-yard line. Let's see if he can return it. And he's tripped up to the 41-yard line. It's kind of what Amanda talked to him about in the pregame show. Being smart on first down. Chubb runs into his own man. Chubb goes backwards, and Chubb's in trouble. And he gets spun around. Let's check in with Amanda for an injury update.
Well, more bad news for this Ravens defense. Remember, Brent Urban has already been rolled out with a concussion. Now Michael Pierce, who we saw go down a little bit earlier in this second quarter, also out with a calf injury.
That is huge. Those are two big losses up front for the Ravens defense.
Yeah, and remember, Ojabo was a healthy scratch today as well, so they're getting thin real quick on the defensive front.
His percentage of snaps has dropped the last couple weeks. Flags come in. A lot of unhappy folks.
Start. Offense number 77. 5-yard play. Second down.
So Wyatt Teller called for the penalty. Remember, the Browns get the football to begin the second half. So for them, it would be nice to cash in and get some points here.
This is always the interesting chess match as to who uses their timeouts when on these next couple plays here.
Will this play dictate a lot of it here?
Correct. I think Stefanski's going to wait until they get a first down.
Yeah, he's got plenty of time. With 3 timeouts, 1:20.
However, Baltimore has declined a 10-second runoff. It'll be second down.
Well, there's your answer. John Harbaugh wants to keep that time on there and wants to try to get this ball back.
So 1:20 to play here in the first half. Second down and 15.
So if the Ravens get a stop here and it's 3rd and long, I would think Harbaugh would use his first timeout then.
And you hear some of the barking in the background. Watch the screen. Watch the screen. That's from the Ravens defense. Whistle blows. I think the game clock, there's an issue with that, I believe.
Game clock operator, please reset the game clock to 1 minute and 20 seconds. 1:20 on the game clock, please.
It started to run, so they want to make sure that it stays at 1:20. All right, so here we go. Finally set. Second down and 15 for Jameis Winston and the Browns. Njoku in motion, so is Strong. With an empty backfield, Winston. Pressure's coming. He breaks away. Throws on the run in the middle of the field. Deflected off 2 hands. Judy and Elijah Moore both touched it for the Browns.
Either of them could have caught it. I mean, Judy could have caught it, and then Moore had an opportunity on the deflection to make the catch as well. A little high for Judy, and then it goes right through Moore's hands as well.
I think he was throwing it to Moore.
And Judy got in the way?
Yeah, I think just based on the way he threw it.
Well, then why, if that's the case, either case, why do you have 2 receivers right there? Somebody didn't run the right route.
Spacing not good. I would think now this is conservative by Cleveland
You can
to
see it
at
draw.
least try to get the Ravens to have to use a timeout.
So 3rd down and 15. Play clock down to 2. Winston's in trouble, and Hamilton takes him down. He lost the football. There's a scramble for it. And the Ravens have recovered. Kyle Hamilton knocked it loose. Trenton Simpson gobbled it up.
Well, we said you have to get to the line of scrimmage and find out where Hamilton is. He kind of hides inside and comes around the edge. Nobody blocks him. And what a huge play for that Ravens defense.
Amazing. We'll be back in 30 seconds with the Ravens with the football after this. what the Browns were thinking in this spot here.
Well, Jay, you said the one thing they can't do is turn it over. I said before that play, I'm expecting something conservative.
I don't get it.
Worst case scenario for the Browns.
Run a draw, make them use a timeout and punt the ball. You have a 6-3 lead. You cannot turn the ball over there.
And Lamar Jackson now with great field position on first down in the middle of the field. Pass is complete. Aguilar has it to the 11-yard line. Aguilar's averaged 1 reception a game this year.
Plenty of time for the Ravens now. They don't even really need to be in that much of a hurry, still having those 3 timeouts.
They're up to the line of scrimmage on first down from the 11. Justice Hill in the backfield.
If they're going to play man, watch for Lamar to use his legs.
He's doing a little crossover in the backfield. Doing a little Iverson. First down. Throws it toward the end zone. Diving attempt. It's caught. Aguilar. First touchdown reception of the year, and the Ravens have the lead.
This is what you've seen from Lamar Jackson that really impresses me this year. The ability in the pocket to step up and to throw some strikes while moving. Watch his movement in the pocket. Okay, the pocket's starting to clap, step up, but keep my eyes downfield, and then a perfect throw. It's the progression that you've seen in his quarterback play, not just as an athlete and playing football and being dynamic, but the ability to play quarterback at such a high level.
So an 11-yard touchdown pass to Nelson Aguilar. And what a turn of events that has quieted the crowd here in Cleveland. 27 seconds left to play in the first half. Tucker's point after is true. Tucker going to drill this to the back of the end zone, Jay?
Yeah, for sure.
Maybe not.
I can't believe it.
Well, here's Strong. He can return it. Ooh, man, he got hands. Let's check in with Amanda off that hit.
Tom, mind-boggling might be the perfect word for that turnover, especially considering Ken Dorsey told us all week they've been emphasizing play smart but not conservative. That certainly was neither of those things. You'd imagine Kevin Stefanski not happy with that call either.
Yeah, they definitely had words on the sidelines after that was all over with.
Well, Dorsey needs to take his own advice. I mean, he was trying to drive the ball down the field on 3rd and 15 there to try to get the first down, and it cost them dearly.
Well, you do have 3 timeouts with 23 seconds, but that's lingering in the back of your head as a play caller.
On first down, Winston, pressure's coming, steps up. Now he's trying to avoid it. He can't. And he is sacked on that. He's a loss of 1 on the play. Ngakoue will be credited with that sack. Be his first of the year.
Now they're going to go to half. The problem was you were getting the ball out of halftime as well. And
right.
So there was no reason to be aggressive right there. It was okay to punt the ball, try and pin him back deep, and go to half with a 6-3 lead and come out and get the ball.
All right, well, the Ravens have taken a 10-6 lead over the Cleveland Browns here in the first half. And as we've mentioned over the last couple of minutes, Cleveland will receive the second half kickoff. Let's check in with Amanda with Coach Harbaugh.
Coach, you told us yesterday every team gives you their best and it makes you guys better. What have you seen from these Browns today?
Well, what we always see, AFC North football, they're playing good, tough football, as are we. Field position was a big part of that first half. We got some field position late thanks to the defense, able to score a touchdown.
Appreciate the time, Coach. Thanks. Coach, first time in a long time that you haven't been the play caller. How different did that feel in the first half?
Yeah, honestly, not different in that it's a very collaborative process. I'm supporting Doris and our offensive staff in those moments, and there were some really good moments. Now we got to finish in the red zone, obviously, here in the second half.
Ken Dorsey was emphasizing playing smart but not conservative. It didn't seem like anyone was happy with that play call that forced that turnover at the end of the first half. What did you see there?
Yeah, it was a miscommunication in our protection. We have to be better there.
Defensively, how pleased are you with what you guys are doing?
Yeah, the guys they're playing hard. This is a tough matchup, as everybody knows. They got great players, a really good scheme. We got to continue to stop this run, limit this run game, and then when the ball's in the air, we got to get one of these.
Appreciate the time. Thanks.
That's a really good point at the end. They have to get one of these because Lamar has thrown a couple of balls up in the air where they could have had picks in the first half. The Browns will get the football to begin the second half. And let's see if they get anything out of this. They are not. They'll take a knee. All right, along with Jay Feely and Ross Tucker. Let me ask you, Jay, what do you think first about the Browns?
I thought it went about as well as it could have gone. The interceptions that were there to be made would have been better, but the defense played really well. And then the inexplicable call to go for it on 3rd and long instead of running the ball and making Baltimore use their timeout that led to the turnover. Other than that, they played excellent football.
Well, and conversely, that's the worst half I feel like the Ravens have played in a while, and yet they still have the leads. You have to feel really good about that if you're Baltimore.
Well, Nick Chubb will start in the backfield. 10 carries, 39 yards in the first half. Off the play fake, Winston to throw. Quickly, he's got Judy. And Judy has a first down, a gain of 12. Armour Davis was in on the coverage for the Ravens. Remember what Jameis said. It's important to get Judy or any receiver some touches. The Browns brought Judy over from Denver. They expected that he would have a big role in this offense, particularly with losing Amari Cooper to the trade.
Well, think of it this way. He only had 1 catch the last 3 games, Tom. He already has 2 today.
In motion is Swaim, the tight end. They'll hand it off to Chubb. And not much is there. Chubb is met by Kyle Van Noy. And also Ngakoue, Matabike. They were all there. So
Van Noy's had a big season so far. Came back, re-signed with them after having a really good year last year with 9 sacks. He's got 7 already this year and 9 TFLs. 4th in the NFL. Doing a really good job.
And now the Ravens showing blitz from the bottom. Now they pull back. Winston, quick toss to Njoku right at midfield. Roquan Smith in on the coverage. And he's shy of the first down by about 4 yards.
Njoku said this week to Jameis Winston, I'm your guy. I'm your safety blanket. I love that. I'm your guy. If you're not sure who to throw it to me. And last week he had 14 targets, career high 10 receptions. I actually thought they would go to him a little bit more than we've seen so far today.
Well, now 3rd down. They're 3 of 7 guys on 3rd down. This one's a little more manageable than some of the others. Bunch
You're in a
formation
position,
at the
Tom,
bottom.
where you could go for it if you get 2 or 3 yard gain.
Play clock winding down. Winston takes the snap. Winston to the near side. He's got his man Elijah Moore. Now he laid that in beautifully for first down.
Yeah, what a throw. A pretty good route by Elijah Moore. He creates separation, goes in, and then the out-breaking route, and then on time, and a perfect throw by Jameis.
Well, he's working against Arthur Millett, who just got activated this week, so that takes a little bit to get used to, a little bit rusty. But again there, guys, Winston had all kinds of time to throw. It feels like unless the Ravens blitz Hamilton, they're not getting pressure on Winston.
Yeah, Millett again is in there for Marlon Humphrey, who's out this week. Judy with his 2nd reception on this drive.
And Ross, to build on your point, I mean, this is an offensive line. We talked about 1st in sacks, 1st in pressures and hurries. And the Ravens defense, they come in with 22 sacks, 4th most in the NFL, and 50 quarterback hits, 3rd most. So it's a really good job by this offensive line and the Cleveland staff.
I would expect to see Ravens defensive coordinator call some more blitzes for Kyle Hamilton. The tough thing is you also want him covering Njoku. You have to decide where to use number 14.
First-year defense coordinator Zach Orr, the former Raven. Here's Foreman, who runs hard downhill inside the 25. And he's close to a first down. I think he's going to be about a half-yard shy, guys.
Yeah, Jerry Jeudy got in the mix. Both these Cleveland runners have done a nice job bouncing off Ravens tacklers. 3rd and short. Remember, they had the package in earlier in the season for Winston for quarterback sneaks.
That's darted in motion. There you go, Ross. Quarterback sneak over the block of the right guard. And it looks like he's got it. Yeah, Jameis said last week he found out on Saturday that he was not going to be the number 2 quarterback to Deshaun Watson. He said, I understood that the reason why I was because of these short yardage opportunities. He said, man, did my world change within 24 hours, though.
Well, we kind of wondered if we'd see Dorian Thompson-Robinson, who is the backup today, if there'd be a package for him at all throughout this game. I haven't seen him yet.
Yeah, Ken Dorsey kind of smirked a little bit when we asked him about that. On first down, Winston looking toward the end zone for Njoku. What a grab! Oh, my! Eddie Jackson had no chance.
Pretty good coverage by Jackson. He's right there. But Njoku is just so big and strong, so hard, Ross, to get around a big body like that and try to make a play if you're Eddie Jackson. There he is, right in his hip, right there, but watch him go up over Jackson and grab that ball. Just an excellent play.
Eddie Jackson wanted a push off. He didn't push off at all. He just kind of back shouldered it and jumped up. Njoku high jumped over 7 feet in high school. He was the national champ.
Yeah, that was just an incredibly athletic reception. 23-yard touchdown pass for Jameis Winston. The point after is good. And the Browns have a second half lead.
I think everybody watching can see that.
Well, and also the addition of Nick Chubb for a second week as well. Here's Collier. Hill has been content to let Collier return most of the afternoon, and he is smacked. You see he's averaging almost 259 yards in the air this year. He's under 100 here this afternoon.
Only 65 yards rushing so far.
Off the play fake, and he is taken down. JOK Owusu-Koramoah with the sack, his 3rd of the year.
It's the first time we've really said JOK's name. He's going to come off the edge. Did not get faked out by the Henry run. What, he jumps to try to, ooh, did he stick his leg out there? Lamar Jackson pointed. We got to take another look at that. If JOK stuck the right leg out there, Lamar Jackson pointed at him like, hey, you got to call the trip there. I didn't see that till we watched the replay there. That's a big miss by the official.
Well, again, that was the guy that you said to look out for today. He would be spying Jackson from time to time. It is a loss of 4 on 2nd and 14. Jackson steps up. He's in a little bit of trouble. He bounces out. He still has time, throws to the middle of the field, and Andrews is fouled going up. I mean, there are flags everywhere. Greg Newsome will be called for the penalty.
Yeah, it's certainly pass interference. Really good job by Lamar getting outside the pocket, running away from the pressure, again to his right, and then finding Andrews.
Pass interference, defense, number 0. The ball be placed at spot and foul, automatic first down.
It's man-to-man coverage all the way. Look, Newsome's running with him all the way. Watch the left hand. Just kind of turned him a little bit with the left hand there. Newsome did not like it, but listen, when 2 officials throw the flag, you can't really complain about it, right? It's not like it was just one guy. 2 different guys threw that same PI.
And it is National Tight End Day. 29-yard gain on the penalty. It'll be first down for the 49-yard line of the Browns. Flowers in motion. And here's Jackson off the fake to Henry. And Jackson gets down to the 42-yard line. Greg Newsome made the tackle for the Browns.
That's what makes it so difficult defending Derrick Henry in the middle. Watch him put the ball into his belly. You got to react to that. That play action, him just pulling the ball, and then the most dynamic runner in the NFL with the ball when he pulls it and keeps it himself. That's what I think we'll see more. I think they'll get back to this running game. You know, when they lost to the Chiefs in the AFC Championship last year, they got away from the running game. They were down 10-0 to Tampa last week, stuck with the running game, and it led to the comeback and the win.
Yeah, it's remarkable. Over 200 yards on the ground, they average, and Henry is hit in the backfield. That was a great hit by
Diabate.
Yeah, Diabate.
Yeah. And Diabate's in there for Jordan Hicks. Again, aggression, Jay. You don't wait for it. You hit it. Watch Diabate. As soon as he sees it, he is downhill. Don't let the offensive lineman come get you. Attack it right now. Falalele had no chance to get over there because Diabate came downhill right away.
3rd down and 5. 0 for 4 on 3rd down conversions today. Again, 2nd in the National Football League for the season.
Zay Flowers has 1 catch for -1 yard.
Jackson backpedaling, throws. Aguilar can't hang on. Now the Browns defense, after a 3-point lead, they're able to hold steady defensively. That was Cameron Mitchell.
Kind of surprised they're not going for it here. It's 4th and 5. It would be a 63-yard field goal, but Tucker struggled going into the win this way in warmups. He was short 3 or 4 times from 60 yards, so not surprised they're not kicking the field goal. But offensively, I would think they might be more aggressive.
Well, and Aguilar has to catch that.
Yes.
I mean, you kidding me? That's a beautiful throw by Lamar. You get the first down. You have to catch that football.
Darted back deep to receive this punt. That is way up there. Takes a sideways bounce. On top, they scored on the opening possession of the second half. Then they stopped the Ravens. Ravens showing blitz. Winston, quick toss. It's deflected and nearly intercepted by Kyle Van Noy. That was reminiscent last year of Kyle Hamilton's interception against the Browns in Baltimore.
Van Noy, such a smart player. Chubb was going to be wide open, but Van Noy could see right away it was going to be a quick pass from Winston. I feel like we've had 5 or 6 passes that could have been intercepted already today.
Yeah, both teams.
For both teams that just haven't been.
Second down and 10 from the 14. Winston now 15 of 22 in the afternoon, 176 yards. More importantly, he has not thrown a pick. Little hitch, little trouble. And Njoku, does he keep both feet in bounds? He did! Eddie Jackson's not good. Eddie Jackson doesn't know what to do with himself at this point. Safety blanket, guys.
It was that right foot, and does he secure? Oh, that ball kind of moved as he hit the ground there.
And a flag, challenge flag comes in from John Harbaugh. He threw it at the last moment. Did he get the second foot
down?
You're
looking at the right foot. That's
After
down
replay
there.
Assistance, the ruling on the field is an incomplete pass. That information was provided before the challenge flag came out. It'll be third down.
Yeah,
So watch here, when he hits the ground, he doesn't survive the ground in this catch. He's got to keep the ball secure. Watch the ball move. When he's hitting the ground there, he's out of bounds.
Close. That is really close.
I mean, I don't know. He still has the right hand pinned with the ball up against him.
It can't move when he's out of bounds.
Njoku's watching it on the big screen here, and he would like Kevin Stefanski to throw the challenge flag.
Well, that's not a good idea because replay assist already said they looked at it and said it was incomplete.
Jameis Winston's trying to get his team back into the huddle. Both feet are in.
Yeah, I don't know about replay assist changing that. That's one where if Harbaugh wants to throw the challenge flag,
which he
that's
did,
fine.
right. Jameis going long, home run ball. Nobody's there, and it's incomplete. Tillman stopped his route.
I don't think he could see the ball. Looking back into the sun, looked like he lost it.
The Browns will have to punt. 7:52 to play here in the third quarter. Just the second punt of the day for Bojorquez. His other one was 36 yards.
The average is over 50. This is an opportunity here for the Ravens for a big return. They got to return right set up.
Wallace backpedaling, grabs it. And he gets up to the 38-yard line. I'm not sure if that was a good assessment on your part. It'll be first down for the Ravens from the 38-yard line.
Brown showing pressure here.
Zay Flowers in motion. Jackson will dump it off to a wide open Flowers. Makes a man miss. Down to the 36-yard line. Martin Emerson just left him alone.
Well, Flowers came all the way across the formation. They had him outside on the right. He comes in motion, comes across, and the Browns just lose communication. Here he is in motion. Nobody goes with him, and that's an easy throw for Lamar Jackson. And the two things I was thinking in that break where you got to get Zay Flowers involved. He only had one catch for minus yardage. And then you got to get the screen game that's been so effective back involved because they really haven't used that at all today.
Well, gain of 25 yards to the 37 of Cleveland. Here's Flowers again in motion. Henry over right guard. And Henry got down to the 32-yard line. Let's take a look at the two quarterbacks today. They have great respect for each other. 176 yards for Winston. And again, for both, there have been opportunities to pick them off, but no interceptions for either.
Yeah, well, the Ravens, though, they're averaging 250 passing yards a game, 211 rushing yards a game. That's first time in NFL history a team has averaged that over a 7-game span. In NFL history, that's how well this Browns defense is playing.
Second down and 5. Here comes the pressure. Jackson dumps it off to Henry. Flags come in from the backside. Henry has the first down for the moment. Or at least he was close to the first down, depending on the spot. There's that flag. It was thrown way back toward the end zone.
It was the back judge.
Yeah. He must have had a clear view of something.
There's no foul for offensive pass interference as the block occurred within 1 yard of the line of scrimmage. The runner was short of the line to gain. It'll be third down.
All right, so third down and short.
Well, I was looking at Zay Flowers here, and he can come up and he can do that if he's within 1 yard of the line of scrimmage. Like you said, Tom, they stopped Derrick Henry, I think, just short.
Yeah, this is a good tackle. Again, they have not converted a third down today. This is the most manageable one, though. Oh, they got their tight end under center.
You can't do that.
Very interesting.
The tight end as a quarterback can't be that demonstrative.
False start. Offense number 88. 5-yard penalty.
Again, I don't get it. We saw one on fourth down when they brought Derrick Henry in. Here's Charlie Kohler. We're going to listen to it. See him move forward. It's the movement that he can't do. But we saw them bring Derrick Henry in on fourth down and go for it in the first half.
You have
and no Lamar Jackson. Like, yeah, you have
by far the best offense in football. Why are we getting cute in these critical situations?
Well, now you're facing a 3rd and 6. Quick snap. Jackson setting up. He's in trouble. He throws off his back leg, and he's got the first down. And then more likely makes a few men miss. Spins inside the 10. Owusu-Koramoah eventually took him down. Cleveland just wasn't ready for that.
No, I don't think they got lined up. Watch number 6, JOK, right in the middle of the field. He's looking backwards. He's looking around. The play has started.
What a job by Lamar, though. He's
unbelievable.
Got gripped, rolling to his left, and he turns and flips that. Seen him throw that little flick of the wrist that's so difficult for guys to throw and be accurate with, and he definitely is talented in that regard.
Well, Emerson's being tended to by the athletic training staff.
Instead of having Charlie Kohler, your 3rd string tight end under center, how about call one of those plays where Lamar's awesome? They seem to work.
We'll take a break and be back as they tend to the injured player. Offensive line coach for the Munich Ravens. He's back home. He's here today. It was great to see him today. Goal number 73. It'll be 1st and goal from inside the 10. Henry is at the bottom of your screen as a receiver. They've got Zay Flowers now curling into the backfield. They shovel it forward for Likely. He makes one man miss to Darius Smith, and then Linderbaum, the center, helps drive him forward for a yard. Well, there was a lot that went on there in that play.
That could have been a disaster. I mean, Likely had to make 2 guys miss in the backfield for it not to be a negative yardage play.
To me, that tells me, that Todd Monken, the offensive coordinator, he doesn't really trust the offense to line up against this Browns defense and be able to just go straight at him. He's had a lot of trick plays.
2nd down and goal. Jackson throwing to the end zone. Caught! Touchdown Ravens! Mark Andrews, who's gotten busier as the weeks have moved on. And the Ravens have retaken the lead. He became the Ravens' all-time touchdown leader among tight ends last week.
It's nothing fancy. Mark Andrews just runs an out route, and his big body position. Those tight ends are so hard when you get positioned to get around and to score that touchdown.
The Browns could not have possibly played that better. Owusu-Koramoah, Delpit in the flat on Henry. They did everything right, but a perfect pass to a big body tight end is going to beat it.
All right, on National Tight End Day, both tight ends now have a touchdown reception. The point after is good this afternoon for both teams. Mark Andrews, who passed Todd Heap last week for most touchdowns in Ravens history for a tight end, said it was cool getting a text message from Heap, who is a Raven for life. And he said, most importantly, I got to do it with Lamar. He said that was the greatest thing.
What a connection those two have had. I mean, if you look at the tight ends for the Ravens this year, cumulatively, 51 receptions, 639 yards, and 8 touchdowns. They love going to their tight ends.
Justin Tucker will kick it off. 4:42 to play here in the 3rd quarter. Pierre Strong from the 5-yard line. We had some returns here today. And Strong tackled by Kohler.
Oh, nice.
Winston under center. Judy in motion. Here's Chubb. And Chubb taken down by Hamilton. Gain of 8. This is Myles Garrett today. The Terminator.
I'll be back.
He like worked with a Hollywood firm to get that. That seems like a lot of work to just dress up to go to a game. I used to just wear like a hoodie and jeans.
180. What's that? That's the nickel. That's the nickel. 180. What's that?
Roquan is the nickel. They go to Chubb again. And Chubb moves the pile for a first down. Batonio helped him out a little bit. Let's go to Coach Cowher for an update in New York. Well, Coach, we've got some points going on in Cincinnati there today.
Both these teams would like to see a Cincinnati loss.
Yeah. A first down off the play fake. Winston sets up in the pocket. He has time. Throws to the middle. Pass is complete. He's got Jerry Jeudy. And Jeudy explodes along the sidelines. It goes out of bounds at the 27-yard line. Brandon Stevens slowed him up.
This play-action passing game right now for the Browns is really clicking. When you're in man-to-man coverage like that, if the Browns run play-action and they protect that well, Stevens is not going to be able to cover Jeudy all across the field like that.
Well, that puts Winston at 206 yards for the game. Deshaun Watson did not throw for 200 yards one time this year.
That is incredible.
And we're only in the third quarter with under 3 minutes to play in the third. Winston to the middle, overthrows Jeudy, nearly intercepted. It was deflected, and Eddie Jackson had a chance for it.
These are the issues with Winston in his career. He's got 99 interceptions in his career. It's why he lost his job in Tampa and New Orleans, turning the ball over. And that throw's got to be down low. It's got to be where his guy can catch it or nobody can catch it. You can't miss high because that leads to turnovers.
High over the middle is usually where you have turnovers. I always say when you watch Jameis playing a game, he's going to get 4. It's either going to be touchdowns, interception. You don't know the ratio. Could be 2-2, 1-3, 0-4. By the end of the game, he usually gets 4.
They give it to Foreman. He'll get down to the 22-yard line. It's a gain of 5. Trenton Simpson makes the tackle.
Really big play coming up here, right? I mean, if you're the Browns, you do not want to have to settle for a field goal again. Kevin said to Amanda at halftime, we have to convert when we get down near the red zone. They're down near the red zone right now.
Well, again, they're the only team in the National Football League and beyond that hasn't scored 20 points in a game this year. Pretty incredible. Everybody's moving around for the Ravens. Yeah, here's Tillman. Tillman on the slant into the end zone. Doorstep of 20. Cedric Tillman's first touchdown of the year, and the Browns are on top by 2.
And Tom, the Ravens were never ready. They never got lined up. Look at all these guys walking around, looking at each other. That shows up too much on the Ravens defensive tape this year. And it didn't even look like Armour Davis thought he had to still cover Tillman. But too often, Ravens defenders are looking at each other after plays with miscommunication issues.
And it's taken until week 8 in the National Football League for the Cleveland Browns to reach 20 points in the game. They're up 20-17. We'll be back in 30 seconds after this for the 22-yard touchdown pass. You know, we talked to the Ravens this week, and Kyle Hamilton said there have been some communication breakdowns for this team, and there looked like there was one there.
Yeah, he said, don't be palms up. Like, I don't know what happened there, and that's exactly what happened. This is Ravens defense last year. They were number 1 in the NFL in points per game. They led the NFL in sacks and takeaways. They haven't gotten the takeaways. They've had way too many breakdowns.
So a 3-point lead for the Browns. And Hopkins kickoff. Collier will take it on the far side again. He's returned a lot today. And he gets up close to the 30-yard line. Let's check in with Amanda.
Tom, Kevin Stefanski told us this week the fun in this business is winning, and the locker room after a win is what deposits goodwill into a team. When you go a bunch of weeks without those deposits, things get hard. So the theme this week, as Jameis Winston told us, is bringing fun football back to Cleveland. That started at practice, where the coaching staff constantly set up some red zone competitions. It brought out the fiery trash talk and small victories, and I can tell you right now that's translating into a whole lot of fun on this bench right now.
Yeah, and we even saw that when we were at practice, where JOK had an interception on a deflection when they were going one-on-ones. Let's see if Lamar can answer on first down. He wobbles one incomplete. Bateman was the intended receiver, and he's covered up by Greg Newsome. .151 to play here in the third quarter.
Feels like a different team right now.
It feels like a totally different team.
There's a different energy in the stadium. You look at the sideline, like Amanda just said. This is exactly what you would hope would happen when you put a new quarterback in there and Jameis Winston. These fans, this town, this team, they're believing right now.
Quick stoppage for a moment. The ball started to roll away. Lamar 14 of 21, 157 yards, 2 touchdowns today. They give it off to Zay Flowers, jet sweep. It didn't really have a lot of action early.
Oh, wow.
And there's going to be a penalty that's going to be called.
It's Diabate with the face mask. And he was just about to run out of bounds anyway. That is a killer.
Yeah, it's going to be 3rd and long.
Personal foul, face mask. Defense number 43, 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
Yeah, that kind of changes the complexion of this drive.
Well, and it's an obvious call, and perhaps Diabate didn't really know where he was on the field, but Flowers is only going to get a yard or 2 there.
No reason to go high on the head.
So an automatic first down up to the 44-yard line. Bateman, top of your screen. Little bunch formation toward the bottom. Off the play fake. Jackson, he's hit by Justice Hill, and Diabate will get the sack.
How about Diabate making up for the face mask with the blitz there? He's going to come right up the middle, and you're going to see him come. Justice Hill's guy. So this is one-on-one pass blocking, goes right through him. Lamar actually almost runs into Hill, as Hill not able to make a good enough block on Diabate.
Diabate went off to the sidelines after that play. They give it to Henry, and Henry breaks free and goes shoulder to shoulder with Owusu Koromoa. He got some of the yards back, and JOK is slow to get up.
That was a significant collision.
It sure was.
At the end of that play. Ooh.
Yeah, helmet to arm, and that's a big arm. Or shoulder in this case. And a stunning moment here in Cleveland as they deal with JOK. There was nothing wrong with what Derrick Henry did. We'll take a break and be back as they take a look at JOK on the field. Off Jeremiah Owusu Koromoa. He is moving his hands. They put him on the backboard. The fans were chanting JOK, JOK, and there's the signal to everybody.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, that was good to see. His teammates swarmed around him in a horseshoe as he was being tended to by the athletic training staff, who, by the way, got out there quickly. The cart got out there amazingly fast.
Yeah, that's about it. And they took his face mask off. That's about as fast as I've ever seen a process like that go. But now they're without him. Remember, we just got word that Denzel Ward is ruled out for the day with a head injury. So the Browns are now without 2 of their 3 best defensive players.
Baltimore today 1 for 6 on third down opportunities. They're facing a 3rd and 11. Need to get to the 46 of Cleveland. Jackson improvising. Jackson throws. Flag comes in. Pass is complete to Flowers.
Might have called a push-off.
It looks like they're pointing to the
Maybe a
Browns.
hold, yeah.
Martin Emerson.
That's the matchup I thought they'd take advantage of whenever he was on Flowers.
Holding. Defense number 23. That penalty's decline results is first down.
Martin Emerson, a very good player, somebody I respect, but the guys that give him trouble are the quick, shifty receivers, which is exactly what Zay Flowers is. Kind of thought coming into this game, anytime you saw that matchup, you'd look to take advantage of it.
Clock winds, under 10 seconds to play. That's going to wind up being the final play of the third quarter. So Cleveland with a 3-point lead, and now the Ravens down 3 with the ball. First down inside the 45-yard line. They give it to Henry. And Henry is tackled by Zadarius Smith. He gets a few, though. He's so big that even if you wrap him up at the line, he goes forward.
And I think it's really important if you're the Ravens, you keep feeding number 22 in the fourth quarter of these games, right? He wears down defenses. He starts to run through those arm tackles, and you never know when he's going to break a long one.
That's what he did last week against Tampa.
He's averaging 7 yards a carry today.
Last week he was 4 for 23 in the first half and then exploded for over 100 yards. He'll pick up the blitz this time, and they find Likely. And Likely has a first down inside the 35. Delpit makes the tackle. Just 30 years old now, to see what he's been able to accomplish, taking care of his body and doing things so differently as he's gotten older.
I mean, look at that, 125 yards a game. I mean, that's just unbelievable.
Well, what's really crazy to me, and this is more of like an off-season topic, but he's making $8 million a year. I mean, he's making a third of above-average wide receivers, and he is providing a ton of value for the Ravens.
A 2-year deal. He'll take it off the handoff, and he'll plow his way down to the 26-yard line. John Harbaugh said, we wanted to get a running back. We felt like we needed one. We felt like we should have an every down back. He said, and then he was available after the first day or so.
He said he knows that they function better as an organization, as an offense, with a good running back. They had Dobbins before he got hurt, and they've been trying to find the guy. And personally, I couldn't believe that the NFL let Derrick Henry come to the Ravens.
Yeah. Second down and 3. He's got 10 carries, 71 yards, and this play is blown dead.
False start. Offense number 79. 5-yard penalty. Second down.
What said to us with Daniels, he has a little shiftiness. He's got that little move on the sidelines.
It has been unbelievable so far. I mean, I watched him play a lot in college at ASU, and I've been surprised at how good he's been.
Second down and 8. Hill back in the game. Henry taking a breather. Bateman, bottom of your screen. Bateman, the ball's deflected high in the air, and it is incomplete. Myles Garrett was lurking.
I mean, if Myles Garrett finds that ball in the air, he catches it, he scores a touchdown. The ball is just up. It's right above his head. Watch this ball get deflected.
Shelby Harris.
Good job again by Harris getting his hands up, and that ball's right there.
I coach 10U softball. That's what it looks like sometimes when there's a pop-up.
Yeah. Well, he could have definitely been running to the river, as Jim Donovan used to say. It's third down, 3rd and 8.
They're in field goal range here.
They've converted their last couple of third downs. They were 0 for their first 5. Pressure's coming. Jackson across his body. Incomplete. He had Bateman. Greg Newsome in on the coverage.
Ravens receivers have let Lamar down a couple times today.
Yeah.
I mean, now he probably would have been short anyway, but he would have been close enough that Harbaugh might have elected to go for it.
Yeah, it was the second third down drop that they've had today where they were at least close to the first down if they hadn't made the catch.
No hesitation whatsoever, Jay, for Tucker.
Yeah, it's a 50-yard field goal attempt.
He has missed 2 over 50 this year. He struggled last year, 1 for 5 over 50. 60
for his career. High snap, handled well. Kick is on the way. It doesn't have a lot, but it has. No, it's off to the left. No good. Tucker just missed a 50-yard field goal. Just no power, Ross, on Jay, on this.
Yeah, the ball doesn't come off the way it normally does. We saw him barely make the one in the first half from a similar distance, but over the last 2 years now, he's 3 for 10 over 50. Just not the guy that we've seen be historically good throughout his career.
Here's Chubb on first down. And Chubb is net at the line of scrimmage. Let's check in on Amanda and an injury update.
Tom, just an update on JOK. It is a neck injury. We're being told he is en route to the hospital, but great news, he does have movement in all of his extremities.
Well, that is a tremendous report. Thank you, Amanda. We appreciate that. Saw his hand. He gave the thumbs up as he was going off the field on the cart. Second down and 10.
The success in this passing game has been downfield, over 10 yards.
Off the play fake. Winston. He's going for more than 10 yards, and it is deflected and nearly intercepted. Eddie Jackson had it again.
Well, the Ravens got pressure one of the first times today, so Winston couldn't step into it. And Tom, that's at least the 7th time today you've said almost intercepted. I have never seen anything like this. Eddie Jackson, that is an ill-advised pass by Winston. There's a safety in the middle of the field waiting for the deep post. You can't throw a deep post when there's a safety in the middle of the field like that. Jameis got away with another one. Eddie Jackson's helped him out twice.
What did you say to Kyle Hamilton? That's why you guys are DBs. Did you say
that's what I said?
No, you said it, Jay. Okay. 3rd down and 10. Pressure's coming again. He won't get the first down on the pass as Elijah Moore is wrapped up by Eddie Jackson.
Well, that's 2 plays. Eddie Jackson, he was able to get over and knock that ball away, even though he had the opportunity to make the interception. And then a good job of coming up, making a sure tackle on Moore and forcing 4th down and getting the ball back for his offense.
Bourquez, 2 punts, 47 yards. Wallace back deep to receive. Again, just a 3-point ball game. And Lamar Jackson's going to get this football back with plenty of time. Wallace to the far side, backpedaling. And he had called for the fair catch. In fact, John Harbaugh told Amanda that at the end of the first half. This is an AFC North matchup. It's the way it is. First down. Ravens are within 3. They've got to go 94 yards to get a touchdown. They're going to get some yards back here as Zay Flowers is taken out of bounds. Rodney McLeod is in on the coverage. Tony Brown, before we went into that break on the kickoff, was banged up for the Browns. So that's another defensive back.
Ravens changing the tempo up here a little bit, going right on the football.
On second down, quarterback keeper. Oh man, how about that move? Even to get up to the 14, to get 2 extra yards. Diabate made the tackle.
I am convinced he has eyes in the back of his head. Watch this one right here. What? Right? How does he see these guys sometimes? He's got to have the best peripheral vision ever.
At 3rd down, he's got a little bit of time, and he overthrows likely. There's a flag on the far side, though. I think it's going to be holding against Emerson. In fact, there's flags on both sides of the fields.
Well, the Ravens were late getting onto the field.
12 men on the field.
There you go.
Defense. 5-yard penalty. Results in a first down.
Stefanski, Kevin Stefanski and Jim Schwartz both trying to call timeout.
Yeah, Myles Garrett came on late. They were trying to substitute. Kevin was trying to call timeout. The Ravens quickly got to the line and snapped the ball.
You know, with all the defensive backs out, with JOK out, Devin Bush, Winston Reed, they're getting playing time. So it's a little different feeling.
And JOK is the green dot guy that usually communicates with Schwartz. So he's the one that usually getting everybody lined up and taking in the play call.
So first down up close to the 20. They hand it off to, they think they hand off to Hill, and Jackson will keep it himself. Delpit wraps him up after a gain of 4. A little lighter than 4.
JOK was the matchup guy with Lamar Jackson when he ran as well. That was the guy that they wanted coming up, spying him, trying to make plays on him. And so Lamar has that opportunity to keep the ball and run.
I was going to say, do you exploit that a little bit more now that he's out? Well, there you go. Stiff arm. Jackson's in trouble, and he's taken down at the 15. Zadarius Smith will be credited with that sack. But you've got to give a lot of credit to his teammates for helping him out, including Winston Reed.
Yeah, I think it was Winston Reed and Diabate both got in there on this one, and then they were able to clean it up. Take a look. Diabate comes downhill. He's back in there, gets the first hit on him, and then Lamar looked like he was about to try to throw it.
Yeah.
That is a huge negative play for Zadarius Smith, a guy whose name has been mentioned a lot on the trade deadline this week.
So 3rd down and 14. Again, Ravens down 3. Under 10 to play. Lamar, like he's in the backyard, just playing with his buddies. He's looking long to the middle of the field. Bateman, oh, he had it! It pinballed right off his shoulder pads.
Bateman's pointing at the sun. We talked about that earlier. Lamar was looking at Bateman the whole time as he came out, wanting Bateman, who's been really good at these plays, but he lost his footing. And I think losing his footing threw him off more than the sun. But I think back to our conversation with Jim Harbaugh and just talking about the throw at Tampa where Bateman was able to bring it in and how big a play that was.
Wow.
That was a huge miss.
Unbelievable. Lamar almost did it again.
That's his 2nd drop on 3rd down. It's their 3rd drop on 3rd down. Darden shielding his eyes from the sun. He's got it, and he's got room to run. And up to the 37-yard line.
Midway through a year.
All right, how conservative are the Browns here? Up 3 with 9:06 to play. Winston, Swain, seldom used as a receiver.
I keep running play-action passes because when they do, Jameis has all day and guys are wide open.
Well, here's Foreman. And Foreman gets within 1.5 yards of the 1st down. Malik Harrison stands him up.
3rd and a good one here. We'll see if they think they're close enough to just sneak it with Winston again, or whether they feel like they need to call some type of other play.
They got Chubb back in there.
Tight to the line. It's Jameis again. He's going to be close. I think he has it. Yep, they're going to wave it at 1st down. So that's his 2nd quarterback sneak for a 1st down.
I liked our conversation with Jameis when he was talking about Drew Brees and how much he learned from Drew Brees and the process that Drew Brees had, going out, visualizing everything, being smart with the football, not turning it over. He knows that he has to bring that into his game.
He said Drew, what he learned from him was what not to do. And then watching Flacco last year, what he learned is to be decisive and to play free.
On a 1st down, off the play fake, pass complete, Elijah Moore. People thought it would be as they look for their 3rd straight win over the Pats.
Jets fans their heart is beating hard right now.
And here the Browns up 3 with 1 win this year. They give it off to Chubb. Chubb maybe gets 1 yard on that. Stay tuned. NFL Today update delivered by Little Caesars, time permitting, all the latest NFL scores and highlights.
I don't think they're going to do it, but when Jameis pulled that ball, gave it to Chubb, if he would have kept it, there's nobody there. They're not honoring Jameis as a runner even a little bit.
Quick pass, Njoku, he's got it. Roquan Smith covering him up. He's about 1 yard shy of a 1st down. More than anything, though, clock continues to run, too.
Yeah, and the rhythm that Jameis Winston is playing in, something you haven't seen when you watch these Browns game. He's getting back, he's hitting that back foot, he's delivering the ball, he's not hesitating.
I think it's too far for a sneak.
Yeah, I think you're right. He gives it to Chubb, and Chubb stopped. He's knocked back.
It's going to be further now. They lost yardage.
Trenton Simpson came in from the backside at the weak side linebacker position.
So interesting call now, because now it's 4th down. You're up 3. Do you kick a field goal and go up 6 and give the ball back to the Ravens here with 5:24 left? That's what they're going to do. I'd be tempted to go for it here if I were Kevin Stefanski.
And I'm confident that there are some analytical models that would agree with you.
Oh, yeah, there's no question.
Jay, I would just say, if you're Stefanski, the way your defense is playing, you want to force the Ravens to have to score a touchdown to beat you.
Well, this will be a 48-yard field goal attempt. He was good from 53 during warm-ups. Good snap, good hold. Kick is on its way, and it is good. A little magic on the lake. It's 23-17 with under 5 minutes to play. Here in the fourth quarter. Well, sometimes you got to have a little luck and a little doinkage.
The bank is open on Sunday for Hopkins. But Lamar gets the ball now, down 6. A touchdown wins it, 4:55 left.
That's a great shot, by the way.
I didn't know we had a camera right underneath.
Plus,
like
we have
that.
cameras everywhere.
Just for that, just for that. Show the doink cam. Go to the doink cam.
So 4:55 left to play. Plenty of time for Lamar Jackson. Down 6. And you do have somewhat of a battered Browns defense with these injuries. Ward and JOK.
Well, there's plenty of time still to run the ball. You got Derrick Henry. He could break one at any point on any carry. Lamar can certainly run the ball without JOK in there, be aggressive himself, tucking it and going. They need to get some kind of rhythm. And more than anything, they need to make plays when they have the opportunities. They've dropped balls and haven't made the plays on either side of the ball when they have the opportunity.
Hopkins kicks this one off. Collier back deep to receive, and he'll return it a yard deep in the end zone. And Collier up to the 25-yard line. A flag comes in late. Mike Hall made the tackle. I believe they're going to get Kohler.
Yeah, he held Khalid Hudson.
Yeah.
Hudson went right up to the ref. Hudson, that's why he's on the team.
Ford's trying to get the crowd
Illegal
up.
block in the back during the return. Receiving team number 88. 10-yard penalty. Baltimore keeps the ball. First down.
It's a couple of times that Baltimore has returned it and not gotten out to the 30, which is where they could get it if they just take a touchback.
Here's that drop by Bateman on the last drive. Right off the, well, it wasn't
right
off the shoulder.
The face mask.
That ball beat him up.
Lamar said, you got to catch that ball.
Well, and Bateman looked like it was the son, but it was really him losing his footing.
Yeah,
that was the issue of why he would have caught that if he didn't start to trip, I think, before it.
Critical game for the Ravens. They're 5-2. They're tied with the Steelers, but they also know the Chiefs are undefeated, and when you're trying to get home field advantage, every game matters so much.
On first down, down 6. Jackson, he's in trouble in the end zone. Got a little freedom. Now he's going to run it. He was in trouble for a moment, and now he explodes for a first down and more.
That's the danger with Lamar Jackson, and we've talked about it a lot. Without JOK in there, he drops back. He's in his own end zone. You risk a holding and a safety call. The coverage downfield, pretty good coverage. Look at the coverage here. I mean, he's nowhere really to go with that ball, but that's where the space was, right there, for Lamar to take off, and a good job not taking a hit getting down.
And they've actually done a great job of keeping him in the pocket for the most part today.
Flowers in motion. They fake it to Henry, and Jackson hurdles his way through 2 defenders.
He makes those kind of plays look so easy and so smooth.
Are you kidding? I know it was only 5 yards, but watch this.
It's like an old school superhero TV show where they collide with each other, knock each other out.
Yeah, they all look knocked down,
how
and
cool
he just
looks when he lands.
And he just lands on his feet.
Second and 4. Under 4 minutes to play. Baltimore with 3 timeouts left. Plenty of time. Down 6. They need a touchdown. Blitz is coming. He avoids it. Throws on the run. He's got Flowers. And Flowers comes back and makes the catch.
He was wide open running the wheel route. They brought him in motion, and he was wide open the entire play. Watch Flowers. Look how open he is. Open, open, open. Finally, Lamar gets across and finds him, and they're able to get it in there.
Cam Mitchell did a good job almost getting on that play at the very end.
Results in a first down. They come underneath to Andrews. Diabate makes the tackle after the catch, and looks like he's about a half-yard shy of the first down.
So what's interesting now, guys, from a timing standpoint, right? If you're the Ravens, do you want to operate slow and try to score a touchdown with as little time on the clock as possible? You would think, but then you better score a touchdown.
I was just thinking you take that chance.
Yeah, you're only giving yourself one chance at it then.
Well, I love 2nd and short rather than 1st and 10. The opportunity here to try and take a shot down the field if you want to, or if not, Lamar can tuck it and run for it.
Likely in motion. Likely is open for a moment. Now they come underneath. Pass is complete to Flowers. Flowers, an extension of the running game inside the 10 to the 5 toward the pylon. And he's down close to the 1-yard line. Such a dimension with his speed.
Yeah, he was down, I'd say like the 1.5 maybe.
Yeah, I think you're exactly right. But a great job by Lamar, right? Looking downfield, it's not there, and then finds Flowers coming across underneath. It gets him the ball. Really good ball location, which allowed him to get all that extra yardage.
We'd like to welcome the new audience joining us. Jay Feely, Ross Tucker, Tom McCarthy, Lamar Jackson pitches it to Henry, and Henry goes to the end zone. He's in. Touchdown, Ravens. 2:36 to play in the 4th quarter. And Derrick Henry with his 99th career touchdown, rushing touchdown, ties this game at 23.
It's just that little pitch. Watch, you'll see Ricard 42. A nice job by Rosengarten. They had the extra offensive lineman in there, and you're not going to be able to stop Henry with the collision at the goal line.
Remember, Tucker missed his last kick. The extra points, he's over 99% in his career, but that lingers in your head when you miss a kick.
Perfect this year on extra points. Kevin Stefanski's upset about something on the sidelines. Good snap, good hold. Kick is on its way, and it is good. And the Ravens have taken a 1-point lead, 24-23, with 2:36 to play here in the 4th quarter. Lamar Jackson has led his team down the field with his feet and with his arm. He's 20 of 30 for 244 yards. And yes, folks, Jameis Winston has been a heavy storyline here this afternoon for the Cleveland Browns, kind of stabilizing this quarterback position.
Well, he's been fantastic, but obviously he's going to have to do it again. They've got plenty of time and 3 timeouts to get into field goal range. And by the way, for those of you that just joined us, Lamar's stats would be way better if there weren't for 4 or 5 drops. He'd be up over 300 yards easily.
Probably say the same thing about Lamar Jackson, though, too.
Well, yeah, Jameis Winston hasn't started a game since 2022. He comes in for a Browns team that hasn't scored 20 points all year, that hasn't thrown for over 200 in a game all year. He's got 260 yards. The team's got 23 points. He's played pretty well. Now, both these defenses have dropped a lot of balls.
They have.
Had a lot of opportunities to have interceptions on both quarterbacks. But the Ravens went right down the field and scored. It's why I would have been aggressive if I were Kevin Stefanski, not kick that field goal, and been more aggressive and gone for it on 4th down there.
Browns 1-4 in 1-score games this year.
Well, here we are in a 1-score game. Strong will come up and take the kickoff inside the 15. And up across the 30 to the 31-yard line. Jameis Winston, you guys mentioned it. He was with the New Orleans Saints the last time he started an NFL game. He's obviously played in games, including last week for the Browns. But this is his first start since 2022.
That's exactly what he wanted. I mean, he could not wait for this opportunity in this start. And if you told him when we met with him on Friday, hey, you're going to have the ball in the 4th quarter with 2 minutes left with an opportunity to drive and win the game, he would have said, I'll take it.
On 1st down, Winston to the outside. One-handed grab by Moore. He didn't gain a lot of yards, but it was a very impressive catch.
Browns don't have to run another play here again before the 2-minute if they don't want to. And Jameis has been there before.
And again, the last time for that was 2022 against the Falcons. Quick slant Oh, Tillman made a man miss on the collision. And he's up across the 45 to the 46. And that'll take us to the 2-minute warning here in the fourth quarter. 1-point lead for the Ravens, 2 minutes to play. Browns with the football at the 45-yard line. Roquan Smith showing blitz. They throw to the outside, incomplete. No penalty flags. Armour Davis was in on the coverage. Hopkins has made 3 field goals today. His long today was 48.
Yeah, they really want to get to the 37-yard line and in. Really to the 30 would be where you start feeling pretty comfortable about it.
Each team with 3 timeouts left. Winston from the gun. Winston slings it to the outside. He's got Judy. And Judy dives forward for the first down. This time he got away from Armour Davis for a gain of 11.
They're kind of going after Armour Davis right now. And just remember, Marlon Humphrey, Nate Wiggins not playing in this game. That's why Armour Davis is in there playing.
Browns taking their time, as they should. They want to score with as little time on the clock as possible for Lamar Jackson and the Ravens.
Ravens again showing blitz, top and bottom. Winston gets rid of it quickly. Njoku falls down at the 40. It's a gain of 4 and a timeout called. So the Ravens call the timeout. First one for the Ravens. Stay tuned for the NFL Today update delivered by Little Caesars. Time permitting, all the latest NFL scores and highlights. A lot of good games going on around the National Football League today. Few have been as good as this one has been.
So John Harbaugh knows, Jay, that the Browns are already in Dustin Hopkins' field goal range. So he's trying to preserve as much time as possible, hoping they can at least stop the Browns from getting another first down.
It'd be a 58-yard field goal going this way. That's into, there's not a lot of wind, but that's into the wind. It was the area that both kickers had a little bit of trouble in warm-ups.
58 was the long for the career of Hopkins. It came last year. Winston gets rid of it quickly. Oh, man, that was a dangerous throw.
Haven't seen a lot of pressure all day from the Ravens, but they brought pressure there.
You like that?
Forced Jameis to get rid of the ball. Yeah, it was successful. This is a big play right here. You don't want to have to kick a 58-yard field goal if you're Cleveland. I'm not sure if they would do that. They might go for it here if they don't get any yardage or they get backed up. But you have 3 timeouts too. You could punt it down there, but big play here. Tough decision if you don't get yardage.
Saw Ken Dorsey. He's been calling the plays today. First time Kevin Stefanski relinquished those responsibilities this week. 3rd down and 7.
Ravens at least showing pressure here.
Winston out of the gun, empty backfield, gets rid of it. He's hit as he throws. It's complete to Elijah Moore, who's at the first down marker.
What a play by Jameis Winston to stand in the pocket, to feel the pressure, know he's going to get hit, and deliver an absolute strike for the first down.
Got a timeout called. It is a first down. 1:04 to play. The Ravens use their second timeout of the day. 1:08 to play as they add some time to the clock.
So I don't want to get overly conservative if you're the Browns here. You know, Jameis is playing well. Sometimes I feel like teams get in these situations and they think, okay, we're in field goal range, and they run it 3 times, they lose a couple yards, and they make it harder on their kicker than it needs to be.
51-yard field goal from right here. You'd like to get 6 or 7 more yards.
Oh my goodness.
There was movement.
The right side of the Browns offensive line moved. I can't believe that.
False start. Offense number 77.
Wow.
5-yard penalty. First down.
And it's Wyatt Teller. It's his second penalty of the day. And that makes it even harder now. You can't be conservative at this spot.
I was just going to say that, Tom. Now you can't be conservative. Now the Browns have to be aggressive again. Wouldn't be surprised if we see some type of play action pass here.
First down and 15. They need to get to the 23 for a first down. Jay, what are you thinking? Inside the 35 at least for comfort for a field goal attempt?
37, you're certainly going to be comfortable. He can make that, but 30 would be nice.
He overthrows his receiver, and it's dropped by Kyle Hamilton. He had it, and as he stumbled to the ground, he lost it.
I mean, that's a pat-and-go throw to Kyle Hamilton. It couldn't have an easier interception.
I can't believe anything that just happened.
It's the third drop they've had today in the secondary.
But I can't believe Winston threw that bad of a pass and that Hamilton, the all-pro safety, dropped it. Wow.
You want to talk about heart rates going up and down? 2nd and 15, 1:04 to play. Winston going for it all for the end zone for Tillman. He's got it! A 38-yard touchdown pass from Jameis Winston to Cedric Tillman. He's over 300 yards for the afternoon. It's his third touchdown pass of the day. And you want to talk about rejuvenation.
And they're up 5, Tom, so they're rightly going for 2 here. 59 seconds, 1 timeout. Baltimore's going to get the ball back. But you asked if they were going to be aggressive, Tom, and there was your answer. Down the field, Jameis Winston, he doesn't have a scared bone in his body.
Bunch formation to the bottom. Tillman to the top. Winston going for 2. Winston throws on the run. They won't get it. 5-point lead with 59 seconds to play thanks to this 38-yard touchdown pass.
The Ravens came with pressure again. It had been working on the drive, but that time it did not. Tillman in the slot running the over route. And boy, he just absolutely dusted Eddie Jackson. That is not a good matchup for the Ravens to have a safety on one of the Browns' best receivers.
I can't believe he let him get behind him in that situation and get so open. The last thing you could do is give up a touchdown behind you. But Lamar Jackson has 59 seconds. This game is far from over. They went right down the field the last time they had the ball and scored quickly. And Kyle Hamilton can't believe it. He knows how easy that ball was.
Oh, my goodness.
It's literally, that was like playing catch, pat and go, and just tossing a ball. It was almost like it was too easy.
Too easy. Can you imagine what's going through his head right now?
He had his first interception of his career against the Browns last year.
He's trying to shake it off. He's such an amazing player.
The only way you shake it off is if your team wins the game.
Well, Hopkins has allowed returns all day long. This time he's just going to boot it to the end zone, and Hill is going to let it go over his head and out of the back of the end zone. Lamar Jackson has had an MVP kind of year. He's down 5 with 59 seconds left.
So I would have wanted them to return that ball. They've been doing a really good job of coverage. And there's 59 seconds with 1 timeout. Those 4 or 5 seconds on the return could have a big impact on this game.
Ravens need a touchdown, only 1 timeout. If you're the Browns, the corners should be playing outside leverage. Do not let them get out of bounds. Don't get beat deep, and don't let them get out to the sideline.
And you can see Newsome doing exactly that right there.
Justice Hill in the backfield. Jackson to the middle of the field. Pass is complete. Aguilar for first down up to the 41, 51-50. There is an injured Brown up now. He pops up off the ground. And they spike it to save a timeout.
That's as good a first down play as you could have. To get the first down, to get up, to get a quick spike. Now it's 2nd and 10, 41-yard line.
Still took 15 seconds, though, from 59 to 44. So if you're the Browns, you'll make that trade.
When will you use the timeout, guys?
Well, if there's a bad play, you get tackled in bounds, you don't feel like you have a first down where you can go spike it, that's when you need to use the timeout.
The Ravens have won 5 straight after losing the first 2 games of the season. They've done it in dominant fashion. On 2nd down. Pass to the outside. Flowers is open. He had a mismatch on the outside, and he stayed in bounds.
He tried to get out of bounds. They wind the clock. Now you got to use the timeout.
Yeah, which they do.
Very good effort there by Flowers. The completion was the main thing, get the catch, but then he tries to get out of bounds. You can see he's going backwards there.
It's a nice job by Delpit to get him down in
Very
bounds.
good job.
That's an important tackle, although that was a big chunky yardage. Jim Schwartz does not want them giving up big chunks like that. The underneath defenders, second level defenders, they need to get more depth. You can let them have the stuff in the flat or the checkdowns.
Yeah, let them have the checkdowns. Anything in front, rally to the ball, get a tackle. No timeouts now for the Ravens.
11 game-winning drives for Lamar Jackson, including the Cincinnati game this year. Jackson out of the gun, just dumps it off to Hill. Hill's got great speed. He makes one man miss and gets inside the 25, but the clock will continue to run. 25, 20, 24. Yep. And then Jackson does spike it. 21 seconds left.
21 seconds here. I mean, you should have at least 4 plays to try and get this ball into the end zone. You certainly don't have to throw him into the end zone here. If you complete it, 10-yard line, you can get up and spike it again.
Do you want to work the sidelines, though, if you can?
And again, if
the Browns shouldn't let them.
Yeah, if you're the Browns, nothing in the end zone, nothing where they get out of bounds. If they complete it in the field of play, they're only going to have 5 or 6 seconds left.
Second down, and the Browns use a timeout. So Kevin Stefanski used that timeout.
You have 3 of them. I like doing that because I want to see exactly what they line up in each time. If I have a timeout, I'm gonna use it defensively. Let them line up, see what they're in. Try and get the right defense out there, the right personnel.
And not only that, Jay, but on a 2-minute drive like this, the defensive linemen totally run out of gas. They're exhausted. So as an offensive lineman, you like that because the guys can barely get out of their stance. That timeout enables Myles Garrett, Zadarius Smith, all those guys to get their wind fully back for this next play.
You know, we really haven't called Myles Garrett's name much all day.
No.
This is where he's got to get home and try to make a play and win this game. Like he told us, like I can make the play to win the game.
Second down and 10. Down 5. 21 seconds and counting. Jackson scrambles. Smith is chasing him. He lobs it out of bounds. Incomplete. They give credit to Mike Hall, who was chasing them down also.
Terrific pressure by the Browns. It's the first time on this drive they were able to do that, and the Ravens are in a bad place right now because if they complete a pass in the field of play, they're going to have a tough time getting up on it, and they can't spike it unless it's a first down because it's 3rd and 10.
Third down at 10. Third down has been a problem today for the Ravens. Not all year, but today, and a timeout called by Cleveland. All right, what are you guys thinking here? Give me a play call. Give me a money play call right here, Jay.
There's one guy who leads the NFL. They're not quite into the red zone, but they're almost in the red zone in targets for tight ends since 2019, and that's Mark Andrews. He got 60 targets in the red zone. That's the connection between those two that they love. If you don't have him, you could look for Zay Flowers on a crossing route and try to get him the ball in space and let him do his thing.
All right, so Darius Smith said, I'm ready to go, Ross. He was on the sidelines before that timeout. What are the Browns going to do?
Well, so for the Browns, #1 priority, nothing in the end zone. Priority 2, don't let them get out of bounds. If they complete this in the field of play, they're going to have a tough time even getting up on the ball and spiking it.
Justice Hill in the backfield on 3rd down. Jackson out of the gun. Pressure's coming. Jackson's in trouble. He avoids it. Looks downfield. Sets up. Throws across his body toward the end zone. It's incomplete. Three seconds left. It's 4th down and the game.
Obviously not good for the Ravens there, but that's not worst case scenario. It gives them another chance to at least throw the ball into the end zone.
And if you're the Browns, rush 4 here and then drop 7.
Yeah,
everybody should be sitting around the 5-yard line.
The picket fence.
That's right.
4th down and the game. 3 seconds to play, and the Browns call timeout. Been a rough week for the folks here in Cleveland. Kevin Stefanski gave the play calling duties to Ken Dorsey. They changed quarterbacks after the Deshaun Watson injury. Jameis Winston has certainly responded You can say the Browns offensively have responded today, but so have they defensively.
I think sometimes teams get too conservative here, only rushing 3 and dropping 8, or sometimes even rushing 2, dropping 9. I like the idea of rushing 5. However, the Browns just got a good pass rush, rushing 4. I think this is the right call.
They do have 4 on the line. Garrett and Smith are the bookends.
We got Flowers and Andrews down at the bottom together.
Aguilar joins them. Play clock is down to 7. Jackson takes the snap. Last play of the game. Jackson avoids the rush. Jackson still in trouble. Gives himself some time. Directs traffic. Pumps away. Throws to the end zone. It's up for grabs. Incomplete! The Browns have won the ball game. The Cleveland Browns have shocked the Baltimore Ravens and have won it 29-24.
It is absolutely incredible how much time he bought himself again to even give the Ravens a chance there, but just could not find anyone open.
Nobody got open at all, and what a win for this Browns team. They lose Deshaun Watson. Jameis Winston throws for 333 yards, 3 touchdowns, and the biggest number, 0 interceptions. Kevin Stefanski gives up play calling. Ken Dorsey takes over, and they have their best outing